Okay, gang, guys, gals. The next section here is incredible. I think it's the presidential section, maybe, and historic figures. So this is Benjamin Franklin, and the ones we're gonna see are even nicer than these. But this is incredible that you can make a figure to look exactly like the person. That's so cool. So we have Benjamin Franklin here. And then next to him, we have Albert Einstein. And he only died, and I didn't even realize this, but he passed away in 1955, only 3 years before I was born. If that doesn't make someone feel old, woo, nothing will. But this is his wax figure. And this is what he was famous for, although I still don't know what it means, but it must have meant something big. And then here's Rembrandt. That's Rembrandt with a picture of him above, the famous painter. I'm not really sure. I can't see who a lot of these are. This is Mark Twain sitting in the chair with the white outfit. Pretty cool. This is great artists and authors immortalized in wax. So that's Hans Christian Andersen with the checkered pants right there on the left, sitting down. And then next to him is the Grimm. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, the Grimm brothers. Next to him is the Grimm brothers in the chair, and then the back one standing are the Grimm brothers. And then the one on the left is Hans Christian Andersen. And then this is Vincent van Gogh right here.
Does he have his ear?
Yeah, I don't know.
He has a couple of his ears.
Yeah, it's probably. I don't think.
They're not going to take.
Yeah, I think they're going to depict him.
Around. Yeah, they're not going to do that.
Ernest Hemingway is right here. This one. It's like looking at them, like they're here.
Yeah.
Pablo Picasso. Right here. So that's the artistic section. This is the artist, famous artist. And I hear talking. Oh, is this Martin Luther King? Yes, it sure is. Martin Luther King, right here. Another incredible man.
This is enormous.
I don't know if that chair means anything. If that was that then. Oh, the chair below. Here we go. It's known as a Lincoln Rocker. It was purchased for Dr. King in late '66. The chair was used in his cabin hideaway, where he pondered the profound ideas he presented in his late writings. So it was his chair, Martin Luther King's chair. Wow, right there. And we're gonna move on. I'll just steal your pictures and you can steal my videos. This was part of this chair was used by Abraham Lincoln in his presidential rail car. So that's what this is. It was used by Lincoln in the presidential rail car. Look at how worn it is. I wonder if that's from age or from him. No, they wouldn't make him sit in a chair like that worn out. I don't know, maybe they would back then. Lincoln's Gettysburg Address is back there.
It was probably stored in the attic for a long time. Maybe just age did it.
What is this? Oh, Civil War collectors. You can probably read this. I won't read it all. It's a funeral dress, though. Oh, it was worn by Frances Blair at the funeral of Abraham Lincoln. She was a pioneer in the founding of the Republican Party and served President Abraham Lincoln in an informal capacity many times. It was Blair who offered Robert E. Lee the command of the Union Army at the outset of the Civil War. He also served as a go-between Lincoln and Jefferson Davis in trying to echo conflict. Or end conflict, I should say. Duh.
Hey, Flo,
Hmm?
it's not too late for us to get a YouTube job. At Kentucky Fried Chicken, Colonel Sanders. He launched KFC at 65 years old.
Oh yeah, I'll get to that one. Yeah, well look at Clara Peller.
Yeah.
Look at Susan Boyle.
Yeah, right.
How many? Well, Susan Boyle was younger than me, but Clara Peller sure wasn't. I don't even think I'll make it to the age Clara Peller made. First Lady's dress and shoes. These are personal items worn by Mary Todd Lincoln. Holy moly. Right here. And then this is what Karen was talking about. Colonel Sanders, 1939 Lincoln K V12 limousine. I don't know if you guys can read that. I can't read all this stuff. I mean, it makes the video really long, so. Nice car.
Yeah.
1939. Whew. Look at, I love looking inside these seats and stuff because they're so comfortable. They still made comfortable seats like this when I was a kid. In the 50s and 60s. I think around the 70s is when they started to stop making the comfortable seats as comfortable. Beautiful car. And here's a headless KFC Colonel Sanders. Oh, this is the president. Oh, wow. Karen, where are you?
All over here.
Oh, you're in here already. This is the Lincoln
I'm gonna go back up there in a second.
exhibit. So this whole room is devoted to President Lincoln.
This is the replica of the chair that was assassinated.
And soon became enormously popular for both his honesty and his endless collection of funny stories. When Lincoln talked, people listened.
There's just too much to. I mean, I'll scan the room here for you guys, but it's too hard to.
Storefronts, at courthouses,
Oh gosh. How horrible. Horrible, horrible person to do something like that.
Lincoln's storytelling helped to mask the insecurity he felt from having grown up poor with little education.
Jeez.
He
That's Ford's Theater.
something of a loner. He spent a lot of time thinking and brooding. He suffered from what he called melancholy, and at times that came to the verge of real depression.
So,
And I think he often tried to compensate for his melancholy by cultivating a sense of humor, by telling funny stories.
rest in peace, sir.
Lincoln
A
said
great,
his
great
aim
man
was
right
to
there.
be truly esteemed by my fellow men. His first chance came in 1832. when
This is
he
a
was
replica,
under
reproduction
chief
model of the chair in which Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. And I saw from Scott on Tape's channel, the original chair, I think, is
volunteer.
in Detroit,
The militia
in their
men
museum there.
officers, and Lincoln's company overwhelmed.
Oh, this is a fragment of the cloth from the rocking chair
Writers say this gave him more pleasure than any other.
in which Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. So the cloth is there. Wow, that's crazy.
Was enormously
Wow.
noticed for this fellow who feels a little uncertain about his identity and a little ashamed of his acting. And so I think that gave him a taste. of being able to-
This one is great, unbelievable.
They just chose him. And then thought, oh, this is fun. Yeah, I like things.
Abraham, relic of the 16th president, a section of the carpet on which he stood during his second inaugural March 1865.
At the age of just 23, he was going to run for the state legislature.
Wow, that's where Lincoln stood on this carpet, guys. 6 handles from Abraham Lincoln's coffin.
When the 23-year-old grocery clerk from New Salem decided to run for the state assembly, it said a lot about his ambition and self-confidence.
How do they accumulate this incredible stuff?
Before, Lincoln had been, in his own words,
This is the blood-stained handkerchief that was wrapped around Lincoln's head after his death to keep his jaw closed until rigor mortis set in. Oh my goodness, I never even thought of that. This is incredible.
That's, oh man.
Abraham Lincoln's blood is on this
Lincoln's first attempt failed.
handkerchief. Look at that.
And was elected
Wow.
to the state assembly. His success had little to do with his qualifications, and a lot to do with his skills with people.
This is one of the coins that was placed on Lincoln's eyelids after his death. This was a common practice in the 19th century. Oh, that. Oh, okay, I got that. That was the coin, one of the coins put on his eyelids.
As they would trust the benevolent father.
Because of being a state
This size,
legislator
if you
was
can read it. I don't know if you could read
part-time
this.
pay,
Sorry when my fingers get in the way. I got a new phone and
and
I don't know, I might have to get a different case because my fingers keep getting in the way of stuff.
which went bankrupt. Despite
I guess I'm getting a lot of
all
shadows
this,
too, so I'm sorry. Let me.
and
How's
within
that?
3 years,
Better?
He won his lawyer's license.
Mary Todd Lincoln's mourning skirt.
Most of the policy
It's a
issues
black
were
silk
local,
skirt with
but Lincoln
flounces
took a lonely
and
stand
ribbon
on
ties. She
one
wore
national
this
issue,
when her son Willie died in the White
slavery
House
had
in
existed
1862 and again in
years, but was
1865.
now mainly confined
After her
to the
husband was
North South.
assassinated, Mrs. Lincoln
Abolitionists
gave the
groups in
dress
North
to her
were campaigning
friend,
for an end to slavery,
Mrs.
but they
James
had little support
H.
in the North, where racism was still
Knowlton of
pervasive.
Chicago.
In Illinois, the legislature condemned
Maybe
the
we'll see it better
abolitionists
here.
as troublemakers, but Lincoln and a colleague dissented, saying the institution of slavery is founded on both injustice and
Oh,
bad policy.
she's pictured in her mourning dress
was a
shortly
gutsy
after
thing to do, given
Willie's
the time.
death.
And I think he saw the contradiction that this country was supposed to be a democratic society and yet it held slavery. To him, there was a very obvious contradiction. And I think maybe in the back of his mind, he thought that maybe this would be his stepping stone to his political career. This fighting
Oh,
against
this is their
slavery.
little boy that
No one was
died,
really going to
Willie.
talk that much attention
And he's
to
buried at
especially when Lincoln
Oak Hill Cemetery in a tomb that was offered to Lincoln by his friend, William T. Carroll. In the days that followed, Abraham Lincoln twice returned alone to lift the coffin lid and gaze upon his little son. That's so sad.
His later law partner, William Herndon, said that his ambition was a little engine that knew no rest. Lincoln
William
was
Wallace
always
Lincoln
trying
became
to
ill. So his son became ill in 1862 after riding his pony in bad weather. His condition fluctuated from day to day.
Although opposing slavery,
Most likely the illness was typhoid fever. Gradually Willie weakened. Both parents spent much time at his bedside. Finally, on Thursday, February 20th, 1862, at 5 p.m., the young boy died. Abraham said, "My poor boy, he was too good for this earth. God has called him home. I know that he is much better off in heaven, but then we loved him so much, it is hard to have him die." But both parents were deeply affected by Willie's younger brother Tad cried. Both parents were deeply affected. Willie's younger brother Tad cried for nearly a month because he and Willie were very close brothers. Lincoln generated no official correspondence for 4 days. Mary was so distraught that Lincoln feared for her sanity. Yeah, it's horrible to lose a child, no matter how old they are, young, old, it doesn't matter. When it's your child,
became his closest
jeez,
friends.
it's rough.
Springfield was a dusty frontier town with hogs roaming the streets.
Left are two photographs taken from the same vantage point by Alexander Gardner of the morning of the execution. Below is the freshly dug where the freshly dug graves are visible.
Manners that would have counted in Springfield society.
It was particularly awkward around women.
This is before the viewing began at City Hall.
It may have had something to do with his habit of wearing rough boots to society functions and his overall physical appearance.
He was enormously tall. He was 6'4", which by the standards of today would be like being 6'8" or so. And he was not very physically coordinated. He was somewhat clumsy and awkward.
6'4" he was.
And he was not very
That's what he
attractive
just
to the
said.
opposite sex.
Oh, who was that?
Lincoln had already
yeah, it is
known
Lincoln.
romantic heartache. In New Salem, he had been engaged to an innkeeper's daughter, Anne Rutledge, only to see her die of typhoid. Years later,
Man,
in
that
the White
typhoid
House, he would
fever
still
must have
speak
been.
of his love for her.
Aww. I get it, man.
He'd then become engaged to Mary Owens, who immediately began to put on weight. A dismayed Lincoln said she reminded him of Shakespeare's obese character Falstaff. Mary also complained, saying that when they went horseback riding, Lincoln never bothered looking back to see if my neck was broken. The engagement was emphatically canceled.
These are all exhibits. What is this? White House chair. Abraham Lincoln's chair from his personal study next to the Oval Office. Wow. Amazing. And then President Lincoln. Just a figure of him. Wait till you see the president's room. It's incredible. I mean, this is Lincoln's room, but I'm talking about the president's room. Holy cow. I'm just going through here. I don't even know. Oh, this is a window frame that was in Lincoln's home. Oh, Lincoln, from the home of Abraham Lincoln's law partner, William Herndon. This is a lower sash from the Herndon's personal study on the front side of his home. Okay, it's not Abraham Lincoln, it's his law partner's home. A window sash right there. And look at this. This house is styled after the colonial architecture of Virginia. The best style is after a house in colonial Williamsburg. The house took 20 years to complete. Look at this. It's really cool. I love these little figures like this. Look at the details. Wow. Another bedroom with a fireplace. Beautiful chair there. This is cool. Look at this. Little bird cage.
Her sister Elizabeth complained that even a free Negro would give her family time to bake a ginger cake.
So that's that. And then this is reed pump organ. In 1987, my sister Bernice Van Enda purchased this pump organ from Mr. Bruce Hanks in Milwaukee, Minnesota. Mr. Hanks was the sixth cousin of Abraham Lincoln's mother, Nancy Hanks. The organ is from the mid-1800s. Lincoln's wife played the reed organ in the White House for pleasure. That's the organ. That was played in the White House for pleasure. Yeah, Honest Abe. Look at the money. This is rare, uncirculated, and uncut bills direct from the mint. So these were never circulated. And then this is Lincoln's uncut $5 bills from the mint. Harper Weekly. This is from May 6, 1865. The Harper Weekly. There's just so much here, guys. I'm getting to the presidential room because that's the one I really wanted to see. Personal spoon of Abraham Lincoln. Personal razor of Abraham Lincoln. Right there. Under the roof. This is hard to read. At Elizabethtown, Kentucky, December 2nd, 1819. Abraham Lincoln's father, Thomas Lincoln, married Mrs. Sally Bush Johnston. I don't know what that's from that. Civil War bullets. Right there. I'll give you a look this way. You okay?
Yeah, no, it's just still bad. It's put down a little.
Mary Todd Lincoln's Black Morning Fan.
But what sort of a marriage did the Lincolns have inside that house? It's a topic that still divides historians today.
This is Mary Todd Lincoln wearing her inaugural gown. Right there. And then this is her morning veil. Right there. It's hard to see through the glass. Everything's reflecting. Let me do it this way. Oh, I see a face in there. Where's the face coming from?
Yeah, there's something that looks real.
Well, this has got to be Lincoln with Willie, I bet. Lincoln Funeral Relic. Genuine piece of mourning ribbon used during burial services in Springfield, Illinois. So that is genuine relic from the mourning from the funeral services of Lincoln. So I'm going to go in the presidential room. Let me turn this off. This is long.